Hey everyone, Dr. Frunkey here with a new live video. As I always do at the beginning of these things, I'm going to let some folks trickle in. Sam, I see you're here, dude. Glad to see you be the very first one. Got a special video tonight. I'm hoping some people can join in. A lot of new stuff to talk about tonight. Number one, I definitely have a new knife to talk about, but hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome, welcome. We got Josh in the house, Toxic. We got Vinny, who loves lamps. We got Shotgun Bowen. We got Donnie Gonzalez. What's up, dude? Ryan. Yeah. So there we go. Okay, guys. So we got a few folks filtering in here. So welcome to the show. Doing another live video. I've been out of town for a couple of days here, and I literally just got home a few minutes ago. It's a little bit late. It's like 9:15 where I am right now. I'm in the Central Time Zone. But I had a new knife come in today, and that's this 0392 Wharncliffe. And if you follow my channel here, well, don't worry. We're gonna get into the the zero tolerance stuffs there. So if you guys can stick around for a few minutes, I'm gonna sort of transition into that. A few days before I went on vacation, I found that there was one of these Wharncliffes available on Blade Forums for a very good price. And so I picked it up. And over the course of the last few days, I've actually been out of town, and so much has happened with the knife world. The SHOT Show is going on, and a couple of companies have dropped a few big bombs over the last few days, namely ZT. And I wanted to talk about that because I totally love zero tolerance knives, and I particularly love the 0392 series. And so, as some of you have already started to ask, the 0392 has evolved into a production model. I don't know if you could call it evolved or devolved, but yes, the 0393. That's someone just asked me about it right there. So the 0393 is going to be coming out soon, and it is basically a production model of the 0392 with a few changes. And I did want to discuss these new ZT models and what I think of them. Number one, I will say I'm quite excited about all three of the models that they released at SHOT Show this year. Very exciting stuff. Each of them is based off of a special edition that they've already done. Or at least a knife that they've done before. So one of the interesting things is that there's no real innovation going on there, which was a little bit disheartening. At first I was like, oh my gosh, they are releasing the 0392 as a production knife. Finally, everyone is going to be able to get a 0392, right? It's basically going to put this ergonomic shape and blade shape into the hands of everyone who couldn't get a 0392. And while that's a little bit exciting right at first, some people have already alluded to this, but the 393 has some interesting changes that make it not quite as special, but ultimately will be a very interesting knife. And like you guys are saying, it's got those G10 inlays. I must say I'm not a huge fan of the G10 inlays. I really hope that they offer at least a production version or maybe a special edition or a sprint run with the carbon fiber inlay, because I absolutely love the 0392. There's a reason that I now own 3 of these knives. I put my money where my mouth is when I talk about knives and when I promote them and when I say that they're good. I go out and buy them because I want to own them. They're just that good. So I now have 3 different variants. This was the 0392 Black. This is the Brown Gold Edition. And again, like I mentioned at the outset of the video, I picked up this Wharncliffe version. So as part of my video tonight, I'm going to do a little surgery on the Wharncliffe version. I just realized I didn't bring my stuff over here. So let me get that. But while I'm getting ready to do this, let's talk about the other models that have just come out. What we're going to be doing is adding some copper hardware to this 0392 Wharncliffe, because this guy has that steel flame ZT tab on it. This was the only version that was sold with this tab, and so absolutely this needs some copper hardware. So I went over to DLT Trading. They had all of these in one place, so I picked all these up from them. So thanks to DLT for a very smooth transaction there. Very easy to deal with them. Very quick shipping. So we talked about my thoughts on the 0393. The 0393 is going to be a production 0392. The scales are going to be a little bit thinner titanium. One of the things I really liked about this knife, the 392, was the thicker titanium scales. And if they're going to thin it out, they're bolstering it with a little bit of G10. And I'm hoping that that doesn't cheapen the knife too much, because this knife has a real bank vault kind of feeling that I don't want it to lose when it has a little trimmed down feeling. Again, if they threw a carbon fiber piece on there, it might be actually kind of nice. What it may do is actually lower the weight. These knives actually come in rather heavy. I'm going to throw this up on the scale just so I can show you. These come in somewhere in the 5.5 ounce range, something like that. So 5.67. This one is on the scale right here. So just getting all the hardware out. I'm not doing a full copper conversion on this one, because then it would really look a lot like my black model over there. But I think a few pops of copper to add to this filler tab will make it look really nice. So 0393, what I do like about the 0393 and the rest of the series of ZTs that are coming out this year are that they're all coming in 20 CV steel. That's really exciting. 20 CV is basically, you know, they've been offering these in 204P and M390. They haven't actually done a 392 in 20 CV, so that's actually pretty exciting to see that happening. So to take one of these 0392s down, you're going to need your trusty penny. This one has never been opened, but has certainly been used and is slightly off center. So I'm excited to actually tune this guy up and get it souped up to my specs. So this is always a bit difficult, and I may need to bust out my Hinderer tool here in a second. Got to be really careful. So the 0393 is going to have the Harpoon Spanto version of the blade. The 0392 series only ever came with the slicer grind and the Wharncliffe grind. They had the Bowie briefly in only one iteration. That was a little bit disappointing. I wish they had done the Bowie a whole lot more. So we have my little number 14 spanner that seems to work beautifully in this roll right here. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of this. I may have to do some of this off camera because it's kind of hard here to do that on camera. Oh, I got to get that screw released. This has been out in the cold, and so this pivot is very stuck right now, which sucks a whole lot. So what I'm going to try to do is this number. I don't even have a hairdryer to use right now, so if this is a total flop, then it's a total flop. So I'm going to try to do my best. But as you can see, I'm just holding my Torx bit on the back, hoping for the best, that this will break loose. Come on now, come on. Doesn't seem to want to. So while I'm doing that, I can talk a little bit about the next model that I'm excited about, the 0609, which is the RJ Martin design. So already I feel like a bit of a putz, because I just released my video like last week on the 0606 black, and I called it too tactical for school, because it's a little bit of a disappointment, honestly, in some ways, because, oh man, scratching the DLC already. That's what I hate about these pivots so much. I may end up getting one of the steel pivots for this ultimately, so we'll see what happens there. I do need a vise. So the 0609 is the new version of the 0606. It's going to be smaller. It's going to be in 20 CV, which is honestly an upgrade from the XHP that knife was offered in. And it's going to have the tool. So finally, they offered the freaking tool for the knife. Man, this does not want to open. I'm going to look like an idiot right now. This damn thing. So that makes me happy in a couple of ways. Number one, they're making the knife smaller. The 0606 was a little bit too big, honestly, at the size that it was. It was coming in at a 4-inch blade, and now they're making it at about 3.4 inches. I wish that they had made it maybe 3.5 inches or 3.6 inches, but I have a feeling that ergonomically it's going to be kind of magical in the hand. So I am a little bit excited about that. I got to keep trying this, guys. I'm sorry. I wish this is not opening easily or at all really right now. So I really don't want to break this either. So the 0609 comes with the tool. It's going to be made of steel. So that's kind of exciting in a couple of ways. Come on. I feel this loosening. Okay, I think we're going to get this open. What are you guys most excited about? What are you guys most excited about? You guys tell me right now, of the ZT lineup, what are you excited about? And you can say none of them, or you can say a specific one. But I want you to choose one and tell me why. Go ahead. Let's see what the comments show here. There's always a little bit of lag with these comments. Which one is your favorite? So there were 3 of them, right? There was the 0393, the 609, and then the 0462, which is the big version of the 0460. That one I'm also excited about because I thought the 0460 was too small. Here, I'm going to give you guys something to look at while I'm not here because I'm off the camera just kind of screwing around here. 0462, 0393, 0609, 609 seems small. 609 blade stock is only 0.12, perfect for EDC. 462. I'm glad they changed the CF as well, Texas, because the poop brown on the small one was not nice. The 609 is going to be nice. Looking at the Blade HQ. Yeah, but the prices are going to be very reasonable. That's another thing. Not only have they taken these limited editions and now made them production models, but they've made them significantly more affordable. With the MSRPs coming in around $300, you can expect them to all be around $260 or $240 retail, so that's going to be really nice. Really, really nice. Come on now. Oh God, I can't get any leverage on this. This is really bad. I may have to just make this a separate video, but I wanted to talk to you guys. No, I haven't done any pre-ordering yet. $220 for the 609. That's an amazing price. For a 20 CV blade made in the US, that's an incredible price. Am I right? Like, that's really good stuff right there. Ooh, this has a lot of Loctite in it. I don't even know if I can get this open tonight up for you guys, so that's going to make me look like an idiot, but that's fine. What else is new, right? Oh, man. I really want to open this knife. God, it's stuck. It is so stuck. It's hurting the hell out of my hands now. Any suggestions? You want one of them so bad. Any of them. I have a feeling I'm going to try to pick up all of them so that I can review them for you guys. I don't think I'll end up keeping all of them, but I am hopeful. There we go. I think I just got it to release. Yes. 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 Come open. You bastard. You bastard. Open. Okay. There we go, guys. All I can say is this hinderer pivot is very tough. So another thing about the 393, they get rid of this pivot mechanism and they turn it into a Torx bit, which is okay. They're still going to have the ridiculous back end on there. They're going to have this part, so you can't exchange out the 393 for the regular hinderer pivots. So that's a thing. I got to keep using this. So if you're interested, if you're going to pick up a 393, I recommend getting one of these. This is a number 14 spanner bit. I picked this up on Amazon for like $3, and it makes all the difference. You can put it in your little Torx bit right here. Also recommend picking up this Boker Torx kit right here. Absolutely the best thing that they make. You'll wait for my review before the 393. I would really think so. Put the hinderer gear clip on it. Does anyone else think that that hinderer gear clip is absolute bullshit? It's garbage. It's absolute garbage. Somebody else be with me on that. I know Vinny is. That thing is stupid. Rick Hinderer is out of his damn mind, in my opinion. He makes a bunch of really stupid stuff now. Yeah, You saw that, speaking of hinderer, finally this screw is coming out. I'm sorry I'm off camera, guys. I've been working my tail off. Look how much blue Loctite is on this screw right now. That's unbelievable. This thing was freaking fortified in there. So much blue Loctite. This was like almost impossible to get off. I'll just clean some of that off. But the rest of this should be a breeze. So I'm going to move some of this off the screen now. We're going to hope for the best. So Hinderer released the Gen 5 XM series today. What do you guys think about that? Don't know that I like the 393. They should reissue the vanilla 392 and 20 CV. I agree with that. That looks like Teflon tape. Looks like cancer on that screw. Yeah, their clips are stupid. No one should buy those clips for $80. That's the worst piece of garbage I've ever seen in the history of time. This whole fucking knife is so Loctited. Use this screwdriver to make that happen. There we go. The things I do to these knives to make them look better for you guys. Actually, really, it's completely for me, so I'm doing. Slicey Dicey, you do not like Hinderer. Anything they've ever made does not interest you. What about these 0392s, man? Technically, they don't make these, but... Death to red Loctite. I'm not sure if this is red Loctited, but it might be. It might just be super blue Loctited. But man, oh man, this is not easy to take apart right now. I'm just doing this blind, and this thing has been sitting out in the cold for 2 or 3 days because I haven't been home, so that just doesn't make this any easier. But I now have all those off. So let's see what I can do about pushing the pivot out. Here we go. That's off. Ooh, okay. Now we're talking. Okay, now we're coming apart, guys. I'll take these off from this side. Okay. ZT does hinder. I'm going to try to read you guys. The only hinderer that I've been interested in is the ZT562, which isn't made by them. So, speaking of the 562, I've never shown the 562 on my channel. I kind of regret that because it's a super nice knife, but I think that getting the 562, the 393, and the 392 all on the screen at the same time is going to be a nice comparison right there, because all three of those knives are, you know, sort of direct competition for each other in certain ways. Now, the 392 series obviously is limited edition and a little bit more expensive and all that jazz, but in reality, the 562 is going to be direct competition for the 393 because they're both budget models of a hinderer design. So which would you guys pick? If you didn't have any sort of experience with either of them, just based on looks right now, if they were both brand new knives, what would you choose? 393 or 562? .392, 562, 562, 03, 562. I think most people are going to choose 562. That's what it's seeming like anyways. This knife is almost totally apart. 392 Bowie. That was a nice one. I do regret selling that one. I got that one modded, if you recall. I liked that one a whole lot, mostly because of the mods and stuff. But I ended up selling that so I could buy a Frank Fisher, and then I learned the hard way not to spend $3,000 on a single knife because that's just stupid. And no knife is worth more than about $1,500 once you talk about materials, fit and finish, and time and everything. Once you get above that, okay. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the Ontario in a little bit, my friend. Don't you worry. Ooh, I just want this to come off, so let me see if I can just take this apart right now. Yep. There we go. So we got this. I really need this to not spin and then come apart. So one more little push here. Yep. Sorry, I'm going silent. I was stoked about that Ontario until I saw XM18. Gen 5 has a steel lock bar insert. That is just silly to me. It's just like, why didn't you do that like 10 years ago? And what is Gen 6 going to be? Is Gen 6 finally going to be ball bearings, Rick? Are we going to see that at some point like we've all been asking for years? Or is this just going to continue to be, you know, the washer party? Man. Sorry, I'm focused on this knife right now. I want to be talking to you guys. I apologize. But once I get through this, we're going to have a nice long chat. I wish ZT would come up with the Skinner blade style that Hinderer does. I do too. I think the Skinner would be awesome. There we go. Finally got it. Okay. Now we're in business, dudes. Now we're in business. Okay. Can clean everything off. Get it all taken down. Polished up. There is so much Loctite in this thing that even these backspacer things. Everyone should do a steel insert. I agree. Everyone should do a steel insert. Although it's not 100% necessary on certain knives with perfect lock geometry, it's still a smart thing to do. See, yeah, he said it. But it's still a nice thing. It's still a nice little addition and shows that somebody cares. At least a little bit. Pushing this knife apart is not really the thing that I wanted to be doing right now. I'm going to break this thing. Gah! This thing is just not happy to be coming apart. It is so stuck together with Loctite. What's happening, Eli? I hope I'm entertaining you guys. I'm really just sitting here, just home from a vacation, and I wanted to do this video, and I didn't want to waste time by recording it tomorrow and all that kind of jazz. So, if I were to choose one of the new ZT lineup, I would choose the 609. And that is because, yeah, watching me struggle, it sucks. I am a real human. I'm a normal person, just like you guys. And this freaking sucks. Taking these knives down is difficult sometimes. Very freaking difficult. So, put this on. See if I can get it to freely rotate or not rotate. Push on this screw. This bad boy is stuck. Man. They just don't want me to open this. I'm not a fan of the shiny chrome pivot on the 609. Well, the thing about the pivot is that they allow... Hey, what's happening, Manic? They allow the pivot to be adjusted. The DLC pivot on the 606 was never going to get adjusted, right? No one was ever going to be able to touch that thing. Oh my gosh, this is such a struggle right now. I'm going to spend an hour just trying to get this thing off. In any case, my friends, so what we may try to do is sort of do this in a backhanded way. So what I have a whole bunch of copper out here. I have the copper standoffs. I'm going to see about installing those. First, I'm going to clean off the inside here. Let me give you guys another channel update here real quick. Jesus, this one is stuck freaking too. My God. Don't use so much Loctite, ZT, and also suck a dick, please. This is bullshit. So the background that you see right here, do I struggle this much when taking a person apart? No, people fall apart much more easily than this. Humans are not Loctited together. If you guys followed my Instagram, maybe you saw I went to Gulf Shores for vacation. That's where I went. Someone just asked me. Hate leads to the dark side. Knife Center. You see Kaiser's lineup? Killed it. You know, I haven't seen Kaiser's lineup. Again, been on vacation. Haven't been able to check out all the videos and the updates. I'm sure Blade HQ is killing it like they always do. With their SHOT Show videos. God damn, man. This needs to come apart. Let's try this guy. It wants to. It wants to come off. Got it. Got that one. Man, this requires so much force. Okay. It's coming. It's coming. This one is much harder to do. Woo, I'm working up a sweat. Did Spyderco release anything new? Yes. Spyderco released some pretty cool stuff. They released the Smock, which sort of pisses me off because Kevin Smock has got to be one of the, like, maybe the worst knife maker that I have honestly had experience with. If you guys know my buddy Nico, who goes by Today's Grill, Tomorrow's Beater, has had an order in with Kevin Smock for about 18 months. Now, Kevin initially said he was going to take a year to make the knife. And then Nico said, that's a long time. Can I give you some more money to make the knife faster? And so Kevin said sure and took Nico's money, and then still hasn't made the knife and has had almost no communication with Nico about making said knife. And this is a nice custom build that I'm talking about here. You know, Nico doesn't mess around. You guys have seen his knives on my channel. He likes high-end custom builds. And so he's just not doing that. He's not filling the order. And so Spyderco is making a knife based off his SK23 because he licensed the compression lock from them. But it's sort of a double-edged sword because I don't really like the maker, but the knife is kind of cool. As a matter of fact, if you go way back on my channel, I featured Nico's other Smock knife that he's got. Fuck, dude, this does not want to come off. Which was a beautiful build. Kevin can make a nice knife. I don't think he can make a sharp knife. The one that I had was about as dull as a butter knife could be. Let's see here. I'm going to hammer this thing. This is totally going to get hammered right now. Man, oh man. That does not want to come out, dude. It budged. It totally budged. This is still stuck. This is literally just still stuck in here. I've spent so long just trying to get this out. There is so much Loctite in there, it literally will not come out. The struggle with this knife disassembly is real. It's totally real. I am like dying right now. This is so stupidly stuck. Oh man, this is why I try to make my videos just 10 minutes. I'm so getting a hammer right now, it's not even funny. Okay. I'm coming back. Hold on. If anyone is actually still watching this, I'm super impressed. I'm literally getting a hammer out right now. This is happening, okay? I'm not messing around because I'm not keeping these standoffs in the knife. I don't really care what happens to me. If at first you don't succeed, hit that shit with a hammer and maybe it'll work. All right, we're in business. I'm not gonna fail you guys. Nick Shabazz would have had it apart. Nick Shabazz, whatever, bro. I hope he's here right now. It's all good. All right, now that we have the knife apart, we can see what's going on the inside here. We've got the pivot and everything. I'm gonna clean this guy off. Brought some alcohol. That was a 6.3. Yeah, you just gotta hit that stuff, dude. There's no messing around here. I'm on live television, so I better be actually getting results here. I want to actually have a faithful thing to look at when I'm done here. Thank you to everyone who is still watching, even though I am very stupid and I am taking forever to get this knife apart. and getting all these pieces back together. So this is just a little rubbing alcohol on a paper towel. Just wiping off the interior here. This knife came to me in pristine condition. It's clearly still factory everything here. Wash off some of this freaking Loctite from this screw here. Yeah, Nick Shabazz reviewed this knife. He actually reviewed, so do I ever use a hammer during surgery? I actually use a hammer quite often during surgery. I do an extensive amount of spine surgery. And spine surgery is essentially just advanced carpentry. And so I use a hammer quite a bit because I have to put giant screws into human spines. And sometimes those spines, just like this knife, you're not stupid, the knife is stupid. The knife is kind of stupid right now, and I'm a little bit upset at it. But I do use hammers during surgery to answer your question. Thank you for that question. All right, here we go. We're going to start coming back together now, finally, this friggin' thing. All right, so first things first, let's put the pivot in through the lock side. I'm going to oil this guy up a little bit. Got my 10-weight nano oil. That's my preferred lube, especially for ball bearing pivots. Tends to work pretty well. I put it on the pivot itself. Too much, obviously. I just blow it out later with some compressed air. So another thing I like to do, another tip. So usually you can see that these things are recessed. Whichever way is recessed, I like to leave the ball bearing with the flat side facing like that. I think that it kind of keeps things cleaner and keeps gunk from kind of getting in there. I'm sure that's the way you're supposed to do it. So here's the knife blade. I'm going to clean that off a little bit with the alcohol. So, zero tolerance knives. We talked about the 393. We talked about the 609. I'm most excited about that one because of the way it looks, because of the size that it's going to be, and because of the tool. Those are the major letdowns that I had a problem with on the bigger version, the 606. It's also going to have a satin finish blade, which is going to be nice, in 20 CV. That's a better steel. So I really don't have any complaints there. And then last but not least is going to be the 0462. So I never picked up the 460 because it's too damn small for me. Let's just be real. I didn't really like the 450 because it was too small for me. And I don't really like the 460 because it's too small for me. So I was happy to see that they're coming out with a big version of the 462 because the 452 is a nice knife. A little bit plain looking. Well, I'm just being stupid now. Where is my piece? There we go. This and this. So I'm excited to see sort of a prettier 0452. I think that'll be really nice. Here we go. Got my Fellholter screw it ready to go here. I'm going to put this back together as such. I think if I recall from my days of putting these together, hand tightening these in one by one is generally the easiest way to start these things. So if you guys want to come back, I just sort of hold that screw in place, fit the copper on, hand tighten this down. This is going to look great when it's all done. Yes, the 0609 is full production. All of the knives announced by ZT today or yesterday or whenever it was are all going to be production. That's what makes them crazy. They've taken their limited editions and they've made them all full production now, which is a good thing and a bad thing. I had very, very mixed emotions on these knives because I liked all of the limited editions that they are based off of, but I don't really like that there's no innovation, especially after 2017, where I felt that ZT had a huge amount of innovation, especially with that Gustavo Cecchini collaboration with the 0055. The 0055 with that SLT flipper tab was kind of a neat thing, if you ask me. And so to see them not really have any new stuff coming through was a little bit troubling, in my honest opinion. All right, let's see here. This back hole is going to give me trouble again. I don't want to hit on this stuff because it's copper and way softer. You can kind of bang on titanium a little bit, but not on copper. Nothing like chem homework while watching the doc. Bryce, what kind of chem are you studying? Still waiting for the 0427. I know that Sienkiewicz design. There we go. It pops right into place. That Sienkiewicz design is the one I'm waiting for too. I honestly don't really like the design, but I think it'll be a curious model to sort of pick up and rather enjoyable to experience. Sienkiewicz designs are pretty crazy. Okay, good. We got our copper standoffs lightly put in place. There we go. Throw a whole bunch of lube on there. Again, so see how this is indented right here? I put the washer in that way. Keep some of the gunk out of the washer as you sort of use the knife. So, word of the wise. So when you get to this stage, disengaging the lock bar allows that pivot to sort of get in there. Those three are all... Oh, I didn't put the stop pin in. I need that. Oh boy. Oh, Frank. There we go. Now it's stuck again. I'm so good at this, guys. I'm really very good at this. Normally I'm very good at real surgery. This is not anything like real surgery, but sometimes actually in real surgery, you do just gotta figure it out. Just roll with it. Figure it out. Okay, that's coming off. All right. Put that back into place. Don't cut yourself. Good. Stop pin. Stop pin. There we go. Oh, man. Real surgery is so much easier. At least that nothing is Loctited together. Even scar tissue is easier to deal with than this sometimes. There we go. Now we're back together. All right, let's get some big pieces going on here. Put this on here. Dr. Frunkey, where'd you find that carbon fiber mat? So, yeah, this knife has a big middle finger, and it's showing it to me right now. I actually made this carbon fiber mat. That's something I did want to discuss tonight. I'm actually going to have an upgrade to the channel's appearance coming up here in the near future. I've got a new carbon fiber mat coming in. This is a poster board. All of these materials cost less than about $20. So I bought a very large 3M carbon fiber vinyl for a car wrap. So like if you had a Honda Civic and you wanted to make it a fake carbon fiber hood, this is the 3M vinyl wrap that you might buy for that. Ordered it on Amazon. It was like $15 or something like that. But then I went to Walmart and I bought a foam poster board. And underneath that poster board is some foam on the underside, and I just put the 3M vinyl on top of it. And so I have basically a working space. But what I have coming next is actually a real piece of carbon fiber coming. I have a real piece of actual carbon fiber from a guy. He goes on Instagram as @carbonplate. Now, I don't have either of the knives to show you, but Carbon Plate is the same guy that makes the copper shred carbon fiber, the copper dust, sorry, carbon fiber that you saw on my Shirogorov F3 conversion. That was one of the other very difficult knife surgery live videos that I did. That was extremely difficult takedown, maybe even more difficult than this because of that free-floating bearings that knife has. But he also makes the carbon fiber for almost all of the Shirogorovs. So the Sigma that I have also has carbon fiber from Carbon Plate. And my F3, and all of the current Shirogorov knives, whether it's the blue twill on the Hotties, or if it's the the red carbon fiber, the green carbon fiber, the orange carbon fiber, or the white carbon fiber on the new F3s, those are all from the same guy, Carbon Plate, and he made me a 20 by 20 piece of carbon fiber, and it's coming. I just bought it. It's going to be amazing. It's going to look awesome, and I think you guys are really going to like it. So I'm going to upgrade the appearance of the channel in that way right there. So this is finally coming apart. Very happy about that. This is going to look great here in a second. We're going to be almost done. And then I can actually talk to you guys instead of just freaking operating. I can see your comments and stuff. I hope you guys are talking to each other. That's another reason I enjoy doing this. You know, if I can't talk to you guys, talk to each other. A lot of wealth of knowledge coming out here. He spent an hour taking it out. Yeah, it's true, man. This knife was hard. There's no way I was going to get this into a 10-minute video. I've done it before, but no, not interested. I wanted to go live so you guys could join me. How much did that carbon fiber cost? Well, honestly, it cost $100. $100 for a 20 by 20 sheet of matte finish, custom ordered carbon fiber from my good buddy Carbon Plate. If that answers your question, $100. Here we go. Coming apart, dudes. Coming apart. So where is my F3 and where is my Sigma, you might ask? Well, they are both with my good friend Bill Koenig. You may know him as the maker of the Koenig Arius. Bill really wanted to see what the Sigma was all about, and he wanted to get his hands on a Shirogorov knife with the multi-row bearing system so that he could compare the smoothness of his knife to the sort of the classic Shirogorov smooth feeling. And, you know, I'll say, that's the wrong screw, man. That is the wrong screw, brother. Let's not do that. It's this one. So he wanted to see what the multi-row bearing system was all about. So I sent him my Sigma, I sent him my F3, and I sent him my Jason Guthrie Scout. And I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret here. If you are still paying attention, it's 42 minutes in, and you're going to get sort of a preview here of what's going on in my crazy knife life right now. Sorry, JT's knife life. I'm stealing your idea, but in any case, I purchased. So the first thing that happened was Carbon Plate reached out to me and he said, "Do you want some carbon fiber? I can make you to custom order." And I said, "Absolutely. Make me a 20 by 20 sheet of carbon fiber for my channel background. We're going to do that, and it's going to look great." And so he made that for me. I just bought it. It's made. I've seen it. It's on the way. It's going to take a few weeks because it's coming from Mother Russia. I also, in the same week, somehow, miraculously, AJ Composites. No, Composite Craft. Composite_craft. My buddy over there is the guy that makes copper shred carbon fiber. Oh, there we go, guys. We're done. We're done. Look, surgery done. Very bad connection. All right, I'm sorry if the connection is slow. I'm sorry if the video quality dips or the audio quality. I don't know why there's a bad connection. Finally, though, we are 100% disassembled. We have everything where it should be, and now we can fine-tune the knife. So, I talked to my buddy over at Composite Craft into selling me some copper shred carbon fiber because it's awesome. It's a beautiful material, and I had this harebrained idea. I said, look at this Arius. It's freaking beautiful. It's an amazing knife. It's got awesome carbon fiber, but what if it looked as good as my Jason Guthrie Scout? The Jason Guthrie Scout having the copper shred carbon fiber from this guy. And through a series of very fortunate events, I have managed to send a small chunk of copper shred carbon fiber up to Bill Koenig. And I have a very, very special Koenig Arius being built right now. So definitely stay tuned for that one. So here we are, guys. Knife is all reassembled. It's looking good. The centering is sort of kind of centered. I'm going to kind of keep working on that right now. See what I can do about this. Tighten her up a little bit more. That's about where it was from the factory, so that's probably where it was from the beginning. So I'm going to let that work its way in. That may be a little bit too tight now. In any case, what do you guys think about that? Copper shred carbon fiber Arius. That's going to be freaking crazy. Okay, so now you guys have been asking about the BBM. Not just the BBM, but the Ontario Knife Company BBM. Okay, so Ontario Knife Company just announced that they have the third in their lineup of Robert Carter designs coming to fruition. The first one was, oh man, that name is escaping me right now. But you guys will probably remember what it's called. The Carter Prime, that's what it was called. And then they had the Carter Two-Quarted, the Carter Squared, and then the Carter Trinity. So the Carter Trinity is going to be a flipper BBM. It's going to have G10, it's going to have titanium, and it's going to have womp womp AUS8 steel, which is unfortunate. AUS8 is not a good steel, honestly. I think it'll hold an edge just fine. You'll be able to sharpen it. It's relatively corrosion resistant, but and it's going to be affordable, but it's not going to be anything super special. But there will be a very it'll be a nice knife. It'll be a flipper. It will basically have this grind on it. It looks pretty nice. It's going to be this size. The handle looks identical, and it's probably only going to cost like $100 or less, $70. So that's really not bad. $70 is tolerable. A lot of folks out there give me a hard time for buying these knives that cost, you know, hundreds of dollars or whatnot, but you know, if you want an inexpensive knife, you're going to get inexpensive materials like that. So it is what it is. So I love this. This is looking good right now. Copper pieces installed. I wanted this to be a little bit more subtle. I wanted to keep more of the black on this one. I didn't want it to look exactly like my other 0392 black. So something that is very interesting, though, the Arius here may have displaced in my heart the ZT0392 series, because until I got an Arius in hand, I really thought that the 392s were basically the perfect knife for me in my hand. But as you can see, the overall profile is relatively similar, especially when it comes to the handle. And the ergos on the Arius maybe even a little bit better. They really are a little bit better, and the action is very smooth. So yeah, this is an amazing, amazing knife. So there's a reason that I'm buying a second one of these, and that I own so many of these. So very, very nice. People think I'm crazy because I like knives. Buying a second Arius. Did you see the 0393? Yes, I talked about it extensively. The Arius is the best knife going, in my opinion. Absolutely love it. See you later, man. For my friend, you're leaving. The Arius may be the best knife on the market right now. If you can afford one, if you're into these higher-end knives, if you follow my channel, you're probably into these higher-end knives. But this, if you can get one of these, their base price is somewhere in the mid-400s, the upper 400s. I really, really cannot recommend this knife enough. It is absolutely perfect. The action is incredible. It's everything that the 0392 could have been. And that's saying a lot, because this knife is pretty damn close to perfect in my opinion. I absolutely adore it. It's super nice. This just needs to smooth out. This is still brand new, but working well. Looks good. Feels good. Smells good. Ooh-ah. Very nice. So, let's ask some questions, guys. Now that I'm done with the surgery part, that took me 40 minutes. And so that was crazy. How's the fall shuttiness on the Arius? Crazy. It's crazy. It's a guillotine. It's crazy smooth. Koenig Arius or any Shirogorov? Well, that's a tough call. I would have to go with the Arius because the Arius is USA made and it can be custom made to your spec. And you can get a better Arius than the Shirogorov equivalent at the same price. So my Sigma cost like $1,300 and it's not really any better than this Arius that costs $400 to $500 less. Arius or Brown? So that's not really, that's apples and oranges. That's apples and oranges. So speaking of Brown, so I'm gonna go ahead and move the 0392s off the screen here. We're gonna move these guys. See what's going on over here. We'll bring out a couple of other knives. Since you guys mentioned the Browns, we're gonna bring out, I have 2 Browns. Actually, I have 3 Brown Servos to show you guys. I'm gonna bring all of them out. Check this out. Nowhere else are you going to see this. Nowhere else on YouTube are you going to see this right now. This is going to be a video unto itself. But you didn't use any Loctite on the ZT. You don't need any Loctite on any of these knives if you just put them together tightly enough. Echo, what's happening, man? I got your Skaha right here, dude. Look at this, guys. I also have this. Skaha. North Arm knives. Really nice D10. Gonna get a video on this. I just got home, Josh, so I really haven't gotten to experience it too much, but it's cool. I don't have a Paragon knife, so no, I'm not gonna review that right now. But here we go. We're gonna talk about the Brown Knife Servo. So Craig Brown is a very cool guy, and he makes a very, very nice knife. He made, the first knife that he made was the Parabolic. It was a full-on integral. It wasn't the most attractive looking knife, and then to be honest, when I first saw this knife, it wasn't the best looking knife either. But as Craig developed the knife, he came up with some new things coming on. So he had milling, he had Damasteel, and this really shows the evolution of the knife completely. So this is Nico's knife. This is my good buddy Nico's knife. It has some of the upgrades going on. Now it has an over travel stop. It has some slightly different geometry at the pivot there. But this one has the old style lock bar relief, lock bar cutout there for the finger. As you can see on mine, it's actually been upgraded to a slightly different shape. Craig is also starting to do some new milling patterns. I originally wanted the milling patterns because I didn't really like the windows with the Timascus and stuff, and the Damascus, it just didn't really look all that nice in my opinion, and so I knew I wanted it a lot. I'm going to post a picture on my Instagram here of me using this knife. Someone just said you like the blade shape. This is an extremely functional blade shape. I actually used mine to slice up a tomato. I wanted to see just how well this nice full flat grind would work, and it was magical. It was really, really magical. This is a very nice user knife. Super crazy smooth. You guys catching a look at my face there with the mirror finish. So absolutely love this one. If you guys haven't seen the pictures that I took actually this very morning of this knife on the beach, I'd really recommend that you go over there and check that out. Loving these Brown Servos. This is some cool stuff. I'm going to have this video coming up in high resolution sometime very soon. I'm using your method to break in my Rat 2. I've had it for around 3 days. I was wondering if it's normal for washer knives to be so gritty. Yeah, you got to take it up. Did you see that ZT now has a tool for the RJ Martin's thing? Yes. And so the ZT and, well, RJ, you know, were not very nice to me when I asked if I could get a pivot tool to take apart my knife. If you watch my video, that sort of explains the story on that. That knife would not come apart, and I sold it because there was no way to take it apart. Apparently there's a way to take it apart now, but I'm also glad that I sold it when I did, because it's probably worth less now, because the 0609 is about 80 to 90% of that knife, and it comes with a tool. You can at least get the tool. Milling patterns are way more interesting to me than the windows. I 100% agree with you, especially this one. This milling pattern is really nice. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know what the resolution is coming across right now. Hopefully it's not too low, but it's really nice. And then, of course, if you're ordering a servo, he's happy to do some custom milling stuff, so check out this spine. right here. I got to get you guys a full-on HD video of this. Full disclosure, I actually sent this knife back to him briefly for a resharpening. It came a little bit not super sharp, but now it's crazy, crazy sharp. So very cool. Oh yeah, you guys can see my face. It's not that hard. If you actually just go to my Instagram, somebody has tagged me in a picture or two. I'm not really trying to hide it all that hard. I am a guy. I kind of let you guys know who I am. There are only about 200 or so neurosurgery residents every year, and so, you know, I'm there. The action on this knife is out of control. It's unbelievably smooth. Just crazy smooth. I can't even capture it on video. All three of these, you can see, are just unbelievably smooth knives, and they're consistent. The lock bar tension is consistent, the detent is consistent, the ergos are consistent. That's a very promising thing, especially from a custom knife maker. If you can get 3 knives that come out perfectly the same, that's really, really nice. So very cool. You guys are going to get a full video on these 3 Brown Servos. Go and check out my my Instagram for some awesome pictures of these guys. So I got this guy, I'm gonna pull this out here, Koenig Arius. We got the BBM. Let's see, what other knives are coming in for the Frunk right now? I've got a couple other knives that are coming in. If you follow my channel, if you follow my Instagram at all, you'll know I just got a new chamois. So actually, there's going to be a new chamois coming in. I was very fortunate to pick up a new 3.5-inch chamois from the Gareth Bull Drop recently. This is a 3.25-inch version. I have a video on this one up on the channel in full high resolution, so go check that out. New 3.5-inch chamois coming in. There is going to be the new Arius that I mentioned briefly earlier in the video. And yep. And then I've got a new mini Typhoon from Brian Nadeau coming in. I don't think I'm going to sell any of the chamois. The chamois may be like the perfect EDC knife. It really might be. But I'm also spending way too much money on knives, and so I am going to have to probably sell a handful of these guys in the near future because I'm way overextended on all these things. In any case, guys, it has been a fun video. I wanted to take that knife apart. I wanted to do a little Wharncliffe Wednesday with the new 0392. I wanted to give you a couple of my opinions on the new ZT lineup. It seems like some people are filtering out here, but I appreciate everyone that sort of stopped by and commented. I wish that I was able to focus a little bit more on your comments, but definitely check out my Instagram. If you're not on there, you should be, because that's probably the best knife community out there. And so thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. I got to kind of get my life back in order here now that I just came back from the vacation. But definitely enjoyed doing this again with y'all. And I will see you on the next live video, which will probably be sometime in the next couple of days, because I'm still on vacation until next week. So I'll try to do another one of these live videos. Tomorrow's Thursday, you know, maybe Friday or Saturday night I'll be able to sneak in one of these live videos and we can talk about some more stuff. So appreciate y'all stopping by. Y'all have a good night, and as always, guys, this is Dr. Frunkey saying take care.